Casper Ruud vs. Wimbledon is honestly one of the funniest running stories in tennis. It's not a rivalry, and it's not a tragedy. It's more like a yearly prank where Wimbledon says, "Let's see how confused we can make this guy today." And Casper walks in like, maybe this time will be different. On clay, he's a beast. On grass, he looks like someone turned tennis into a brand new sport overnight. Every June, fans start hoping maybe things will change. Casper posts a picture at Wimbledon looking ready, smiling, holding his racket with confidence. You look at the photo and think, he looks prepared. But deep down, everyone knows what's coming. The moment he steps onto that grass, the entire universe flips the difficulty switch to nightmare. On clay, he plays like he's been built in a Norwegian tennis lab. Heavy forehand, perfect footwork, insane consistency, long rallies, he thrives when points take forever, and the ball bounces high. Then he walks onto grass and everything good in. His tennis skill tree gets disabled. Suddenly, the ball stays low, points last 3 shots, and his footwork looks like he's trying not to slip on freshly mopped floors. The saddest and funniest part is that Casper can feel it instantly. One practice session, one warm-up, one low skid bounce. You can literally see the moment he remembers why Wimbledon is a yearly emotional battle. His face goes from, "Let's do this," to "Oh God, not again," before he even plays the first match. The media always asks the same question. "Casper, do you feel more comfortable on grass this year?" He always answers like a polite, well-trained professional. But everyone knows the truth hiding behind the smile. If he could play Wimbledon on clay, he'd be a multi-time champion already. But grass? Grass wants to watch him suffer. When the ball bounces on grass, it doesn't even behave like a tennis ball anymore. It skids like it's late for work. It stays low like it's trying to avoid detection. It refuses to bounce high enough for Casper to hit his usual powerful topspin. Watching him adjust is like watching someone change from driving a sports car to driving a tractor. Same person, completely different results. His first steps on grass are straight comedy. Casper is normally so balanced and athletic, but on grass he moves like someone learning to walk on buttered toast. He tries to stay low, tries to stay stable, and still ends up doing tiny panic slides every 5 minutes. He'll hit a shot, land weirdly, wobble around like a newborn deer, and still try to act like nothing happened. And the serve? Oh boy, on clay, he uses it perfectly. It sets up rallies, it buys him time, it lets him create his patterns. On grass, it should in theory help him even more. Faster surface, quicker points. Sounds perfect, right? Nope. Wimbledon has other plans. Casper hits a bomb serve, gets the return smashed at his shoelaces, and now he's stuck in a rally where the ball barely leaves the ground. Grass. Opponents love playing Casper, not because they dislike him, but because grass turns them into temporary legends. Some guy ranked 78th becomes Pete Sampras for a day. Players who struggle everywhere else suddenly start hitting laser returns and perfect slices. Wimbledon literally gives them superpowers as long as they're playing Casper. And the matches aren't simple losses. No. They're long, stressful, dramatic battles that absolutely should not be that close. A match against someone casual gets stretched into 4 sets. A first-round match becomes a mini-marathon. Every point looks like Casper is fighting the court, the bounce, the universe, and the guy on the other side of the net. Casper knows the memes. He's even joked that grass season interrupts his golf. That right there tells you everything. While other players obsess over perfecting their grass game, Casper is like, "Yeah, nice, but what's going on with the PGA Tour this week?" It's honestly iconic. Fans watch his matches with the same nervous energy every year. Step 1, excitement. Step 2, hope. Step 3, the first awkward bounce. Step 4, panic. Step 5, acceptance. Wimbledon is not where Casper Ruud lives, his best life, and the fans have learned to emotionally prepare for that. Warm-up rallies always trick people. Casper hits 15 perfect shots in a row, moves smoothly, looks confident. Then the real match starts, and on the very first point he either slips or the bounce tricks him, and the whole stadium goes, "Ah, there it is, we're back." His Wimbledon storyline resets instantly. The crowd doesn't even make fun of him. They genuinely enjoy the chaos. They know he's amazing everywhere else. Watching him struggle here feels like watching your smartest friend try to assemble IKEA furniture and completely fail. It's funny because you know he's usually a genius. He's just not a genius here. Grass rewards totally different things than Casper's normal style. You have to hit flatter. You have to take the ball early. You have to come forward and attack constantly. Casper's game is about patience, building rallies, and using heavy spin. So when he tries to play that style on grass, it's like trying to play Fortnite using Minecraft controls. His coaching team tries so hard every year. They tell him to be aggressive, step inside the baseline, take more risks. And he tries, he really does. But then the ball dips out of nowhere, and Casper instinctively backs up like he's allergic to the net. You can literally feel the fear of bad bounces in his movement. There's this classic Casper face that appears every Wimbledon. It's a mix of confusion, frustration, and what did I do to deserve this? It usually appears right after he hits a perfect shot and still loses the point, because the ball bounced weird, or the grass betrayed him. It's the Wimbledon equivalent of him saying, "Bro, why?" He's still a top player, which is why this storyline is so entertaining. It's not like he's appearing fun game. Bad. He's just Wimbledon bad. Big difference. It's that one situation in life where even the most talented people look lost. It's relatable, hilarious, and slightly painful all at once. Commentators try to sugarcoat it. They say things like, still developing on grass and adjusting to the conditions. But when you translate it into normal language, it basically means he's struggling again, folks. You can hear it in their voices. They know what's happening. They've seen this movie before. The moment grass season ends, Casper looks like himself again. Suddenly, the footwork is sharp, the timing is clean, the confidence returns. It's like someone deleted the Wimbledon virus from his system. Fans breathe normally again. Casper breathes normally again. Everything makes sense in his tennis world once more. Social media absolutely loves his Wimbledon arc. People post memes, gifs, jokes, and fake motivational posters about Casper trying to fight grass like it's his mortal enemy. His comment sections during grass season become comedy arenas. Even he laughs sometimes, which makes it all even better. The real reason behind the struggle is simple. Casper's whole game is built for other surfaces. His topspin does nothing on grass. His deep positioning turns risky. His long rallies turn into short chaos. His comfort zone disappears. He basically gets thrown into a tennis blender and has to pretend it's normal, but he still shows up every single year, which honestly earns him respect. He could avoid it. He could pretend to be injured. He could mentally check out. But he doesn't. Casper walks onto those grass courts ready to suffer through the annual side quest known as Wimbledon. Every year becomes its own funny chapter. One year he loses early. Another year he nearly wins a match he's not expected to. Everyone freaks out thinking the curse is lifting. Then the next round, the grass strikes again and sends him home. It's the perfect comedy arc. You can imagine him packing his suitcase after another Wimbledon exit. There's probably disappointment, but also a tiny bit of relief. Wimbledon is over. No more slipping, no more weird bounces, no more grass-related trauma for another year. Somewhere in his bag, his golf gear is probably smiling. If this were a sports anime, he'd eventually conquer Wimbledon and have a huge redemption moment. The crowd would roar, his team would cry, and Twitter would explode with inspiring edits. But right now, that's still a dream waiting to happen. Casper's Wimbledon victory arc hasn't unlocked yet. Until that day comes, Casper Ruud versus Wimbledon will remain one of the most unintentionally hilarious rivalries in tennis. A top athlete versus a piece of grass. A champion versus physics. A man who thrives everywhere else versus a tournament that refuses to cooperate. Wimbledon is his final boss, and the boss is winning. Watching Casper at Wimbledon is the yearly comedy show fans didn't ask for but secretly love. It's messy, it's unpredictable, it's chaotic, and it's incredibly fun. Every clean rally feels like a miracle. Every slip feels like a jump scare. Every match feels like an adventure he didn't fully sign up for. Yet underneath all the comedy, people really do root for him. They want him to figure it out. They want him to break the curse. They want the memes to turn into a redemption story. Because everyone has that one thing they're bad at, and watching him face his thing every year is weirdly inspiring. But until he figures it out, Wimbledon remains the funniest place to watch Casper Ruud play tennis. The grass waits for him every summer. The fans prepare their jokes. The commentators get ready to whisper polite disappointment. And Casper walks onto the court saying, "All right, let's try again." Casper Ruud's Wimbledon journey always starts with positivity. New season, new year, new chance to prove everyone wrong. Fans hype him up. YouTubers make "this might be Casper's year" videos. And tennis pages post hopeful predictions like, "Don't sleep on Ruud this time." Meanwhile, grass is quietly sharpening its knives in the background. The first match always tells the whole story. Casper walks onto the court, looking calm and focused. He does the coin toss, taps the net, and gets ready like every other tournament. Then the first rally starts, the ball skids half a millimeter lower than he expects, and you can literally see him remember every grass trauma he has ever experienced. It doesn't matter who he plays. Some players show up with nothing to lose and suddenly produce the match of their lives. Guys who barely make it past qualifiers turn into highlight machines. Players who haven't hit a clean slice all year suddenly hit 50. It's almost like Wimbledon goes, "You're facing Ruud? Here, take these extra skills." Every point Casper wins feels like he survived a small war. He hits a great shot, moves forward, finishes the point, and walks back like he just solved a math equation with no calculator. Every point he loses looks like the grass is personally trolling him. Weird bounce here, slippery step there, random net cord because why not? His forehand, usually his biggest weapon, becomes a mystery. On clay, it's smooth, heavy, and controlled. On grass it sometimes flies long for no reason or lands too short. Casper tries to adjust, but the surface keeps changing the timing every few seconds. It's like he's fighting a boss that keeps switching forms mid-battle. Then comes the iconic Casper Ruud grass slip. It could be the tiniest slip in the world, barely noticeable. But his reaction always kills the crowd. He'll slide 1 inch, catch himself, and then give the grass this look like, "Really? We're doing this again?" Meanwhile, the opponent is already hitting the next shot. The commentators pretend everything is normal. Oh, a little slip there. A little slip? The man almost entered another dimension. Casper recovers, tries to get back into the rally, and then usually loses the point in hilarious fashion. Grass just doesn't want Casper to have nice things. Every match has at least one rally where everything goes wrong at once. Casper hits a decent serve, opponent slices it back super low. Casper runs in like he's chasing a baby duck. The ball bounces weird and he either whiffs it or shanks it sideways. The crowd gaps. Casper stares at his racket like the strings betrayed him. Classic Wimbledon moment. What makes all of this so funny is how he reacts afterward. He never freaks out. He never blames anything aggressively. He just kind of laughs it off in that, "Yup, that's grass for you" way. His ability to stay calm during these chaos moments is honestly impressive. Many players would have melted down after the first bounce. Between points, Casper sometimes looks like he's doing mental math trying to figure out how the grass works. It's like he's trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. He adjusts his footwork, tries stepping in, tries hitting flatter. And then the court hits him with another surprise bounce like, "Nice try, buddy." There's always that one game in every match where everything collapses. He'll be serving fine, playing okay, then suddenly 3 weird things happen in a row. Maybe a random slip, maybe 2 bad returns, maybe a shot clips the line when it absolutely shouldn't. Casper loses the game, breathes out slowly, and we all know the meltdown arc has begun. Even when he wins sets, you can tell he's working 10 times harder than usual. His points feel like mini adventures full of challenges. His footwork looks like he's doing a side quest in a video game. And after every tough point, there's this look of disbelief that he actually pulled it off. His fans have developed coping mechanisms. When he hits a winner on grass, they celebrate like he won the whole match. When he slips but stays upright, they treat it like a miracle. And when he wins a round at Wimbledon, oh man, the timeline goes wild. People start tweeting things like, "The curse is lifting," even though it's probably not. Sometimes Casper will start a match extremely well, grabbing an early lead. The crowd gets hopeful. The commentators get excited. The internet starts whispering about a potential breakthrough. Then grass steps in like a villain and ruins everything with one small bounce. Casper loses the momentum instantly. There's also that hilarious moment that happens almost every match. Casper hits a heavy topspin forehand expecting it to bounce high. Instead, it stays ridiculously low, and he sends the next shot into the net. His reaction after is priceless. He always makes this face like, "Who lowered the court?" Wimbledon is the only tournament where Casper's tennis IQ fights against him. He tries to think his way through problems, but grass doesn't follow normal rules. It punishes patience, hates high bounces, and demands chaos and speed. It's basically the opposite of everything Casper loves, and yet, despite all the issues, Casper has moments on grass that look amazing. Sometimes he hits a flat forehand winner, sometimes he gets an ace that actually works. Sometimes he takes the ball early and looks like a different player. Those moments give fans hope, which makes the inevitable chaos even funnier. One of the funniest patterns is how Casper's opponents start mixing in these annoying low slices. On clay, that slice would bounce up nicely. On grass, it stays so low it might as well roll. Casper runs up to it with this "oh no" energy, tries to dig it out, and usually sends the ball somewhere unexpected. The slice is his natural enemy. There's always a moment in every match where Casper tries a serve and volley just to switch things up. Sometimes it works. Sometimes he immediately regrets it. Usually the opponent hits some insane passing shot, the crowd goes wild, and Casper is left standing at the net like, "I tried being a grass player, never again." Off court. Casper is such a calm and wholesome guy. That's why his Wimbledon struggles feel so comical instead of frustrating. He's not explosive or angry. He just deals with the chaos with quiet suffering and polite disbelief. Wimbledon is basically bullying the nicest person in tennis. His interviews after matches at Wimbledon are always unintentionally funny. He'll say things like, "Yeah, the grass is a bit tricky," which is the polite Norwegian way of saying, "This court tried to kill me." He talks about improving and learning every year, but you can tell that grass still confuses him deeply. His body language at Wimbledon is a whole story. Whenever he's waiting for a serve return, he looks like someone waiting for a jump scare in a horror movie. Whenever he's approaching the net, he looks nervous. Whenever he chases a short ball, he looks like he's trying not to step on a landmine. The funniest thing is how different his confidence looks compared to clay. On clay, he stands tall, stays aggressive, and controls everything. On grass, he looks like he's trying to survive a surprise quiz. The shift is so dramatic that even casual fans notice it. Grass Ruud and clay Ruud feel like two different people living in the same body. Wimbledon highlights of Casper are pure gold. You get moments of brilliance mixed with awkward slips, confused footwork, random errors, and hilarious reactions. It's not disrespectful, it's just genuinely entertaining. It's the perfect blend of skill and chaos. If Casper ever has a huge Wimbledon run one year, it will be legendary. Not just he played well legendary, it will be internet-breaking legendary. People will make documentaries, fans will cry, the memes will flip from Casper versus grass to Casper conquered the green demon. It will be one of tennis's greatest redemption arcs. Until then, fans will continue to enjoy the comedy each year. Because Casper's Wimbledon story isn't sad, it's not embarrassing, it's simply the tale of a top athlete dealing with his one big weakness. And he does it with honesty, humility, and surprisingly good humor. Every summer, the cycle repeats. Casper puts on the all-white gear, steps onto grass, and tries to understand a surface that refuses to understand him back. The crowd leans in. The internet grabs popcorn. Opponents gain temporary superpowers. And Casper plays the most confusing, chaotic tennis of his entire season. Grass tennis doesn't care about history, rankings, or reputation. It cares about speed, bounces, and being annoying. Casper cares about steady rallies, structure, and consistent movement. They are not compatible. Wimbledon feels like his yearly toxic relationship, and yet he returns every year. That's what makes it lovable. Every attempt feels like a new adventure. Every win feels huge. Every slip makes the whole stadium gasp and laugh at the same time. Casper doesn't quit. He doesn't hide. He keeps showing up to face the chaos. And that alone makes the whole saga iconic. One day the story might change. One day Casper might actually feel confident on grass. One day, maybe the stars will align, the grass will behave, and he'll go on a real run. But until then, his Wimbledon journey remains the funniest recurring event in tennis. Casper Ruud versus Wimbledon is pure entertainment. The grass is undefeated, the memes are undefeated, and Casper, well, he keeps fighting anyway. Every summer, he steps onto that court ready to battle a surface that acts like it was designed specifically to mess with him. And that is why we love watching it. Not for the wins, not for the trophies, but for the absolutely perfect mix of talent, chaos, comedy, and hope that only Wimbledon can bring out of Casper Ruud. Every year the story continues, and every year it's pure gold.